Well, hi everybody. We are live, and yeah, Nick, hello. How are you doing?
Hi, Marie. Hi, Jazzy.
Oh yes,
Have you got
Jazzy's
somebody
here.
there? Marie's still not quite with it. She's still on holidays, I think.
Oh, holidays. No, I think I'm just trying to cope, getting back into reality of being organised and getting to work, and then organising things, and my brain's going, what? Yeah,
No, I
but
actually think that that's quite. It shows you what we get so used to being in that cycle. But really, it's not our natural cycle, is it?
it's not, the freedom to be able to just do whatever feels innately and
Yeah,
intuitively right to do. To
yeah,
me, oh, I love that freedom. It's just
yeah,
beautiful. I mean, I really love what I do with my work. Um, and I love the joy that I can bring into families and into homes and the help. But yeah, that true freedom is just amazing feeling.
it is, isn't
So
it? Isn't it? And that's what holidays do. They rejig you. They push you out of your comfort zone. They force a change to happen that you wouldn't necessarily bring into your life. And I always say, take something back from it, no matter what it is. Start bringing back something to give you that power back to yourself in
absolutely.
life.
Yeah, I love that. That's true. And, often we just go, everyone goes, oh, you must have almost forgotten your holiday now. And I'm in myself, I'm going, no, I'm still sitting on the end of the boat with my feet in that beautiful Greek or,
Oh yeah,
Aegean water, so it's all good.
yeah, absolutely.
Funny.
No.
When a feeling's so, when a holiday's so visceral,
Mm,
and it's just,
mm,
it encapsulates you. It's
yeah,
amazing. So
yeah.
yeah, no, so I haven't
Yeah.
forgotten it.
And you were in a lot of nature, so that sort of helps really push you outside of your normal zones.
So true. That is absolutely true. So yeah, but so Nick, poor Nick this morning, like, do you know, because we've just gone into daylight savings, which I had no idea about down in New South Wales. We don't get it in Queensland, and yet our borders are together.
So we're
So
so
Nick, what
close,
happened
yeah.
this morning?
Oh well, I mean, I just forget about daylight savings every single year, and
Yeah.
then when I got up this morning, I had no idea what time it was because all the clocks were off as well.
Oh,
So I just knew that, and honestly, my
we had
brain
a
can't get
power
hold of
outage
power
as
outage. Yeah,
well.
yeah. So
Oh,
the only clocks that I have are on the oven.
yeah.
And because of where we live, we get 1 bar of normal reception, and sometimes that's not even enough. Funny enough, you can get a message out. It might take a while, but you can do it. So I'm sort of telling Marie, it's daylight savings here, so it's an extra hour longer for me to wait. So yeah, I'm ready.
You were so ready when I got on, and I was the one that wasn't ready, putting the dreams up. Oh my goodness. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I've looked it up already because I've been caught out before with Elisa, but the daylight savings in the US doesn't start until the end of October, beginning of November, which is much smarter. It's too much here. I feel it's just too long.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Look, if people, I just say get up earlier.
yeah,
So much
yeah,
easier then. Then we can all just stay on the
absolutely.
clock. Yeah, I've got a girlfriend arriving today from Queensland, and she lives in New South Wales. But I'm wondering if she even knows when she said she'd be
Yeah.
arriving if that'll be correct. So
I know, I know. So, oh, interesting. But oh, hi Marie. Marie's on.
hi
So
Marie.
nice to see you. How's everyone going? Tell me what maybe, yeah, what have you been experiencing this week? What's been happening in your dreams? And I did put up the title, Have you ever felt love in your dreams? Because I was actually going back through and looking at, well, have what sort of emotions have I experienced in my dreams? Yeah, and I know I have experienced love. So I asked for a dream that night. And then what happened was I actually had this dream about my car, how it needed more love, and I had to put more water in it. I went, well, that's emotion. So as I'm having this dream, I'm going, oh, my car needs more emotion. I went, my car's my life. Do I need to have more love in my life? So it was a really nice little segue into not, yeah, just sort of looking, standing back and observing and looking, what love am I allowing into my life, or what love am I expressing or being? So
Mm.
yeah, so it was an interesting thing that happened. So it wasn't actually that I sat there and felt this beautiful love in my heart. It was a depiction for me. So yeah, so hi Kim. So Marie's actually popped something up, which I'm going to put up because I think it's beautiful.
Marie says, yes, I have felt love in dreams. Some family members that passed usually give me a song, a picture, so I know. Some I don't know who they were, but felt warmth enfolding me.
Isn't that beautiful? And isn't it interesting? It's actually for you, it's been from people that you've known and loved within your life in this lifetime. So yeah, that's really beautiful. So and I've felt love in a different way. Like my friend, beautiful, powerful spiritual friend came through. I think, like I said, about 2 weeks ago, and her energy, I felt her energy, and it didn't feel like love. It just felt beautiful and powerful, and it was uplifting. It was waking me up to something, and so that's a form of love, isn't it? It's just that connection.
Yeah.
So yeah, have
Yeah,
you?
it makes us redefine the terms of love. I mean, love comes in many shapes and forms, and if you just think love is just love, and I felt like that love of a loved one. It was my grandfather that came to me, and I actually woke up during that dream state to physically see him in an etheric light body at the end of my bed. And I know that was a really big deal for him to do, but he obviously felt it was important enough to, it was like to keep my faith in believing that there's something beyond the veil. And so, I can just feel it all over again.
Wow. So it's re-triggered that for you.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Yeah.
probably come back through. He has actually come back through because I can sense and see him behind you.
Yeah. And it
He's
just
come back through
love.
to confirm this.
Yeah. Just incredible love, and I mean, I loved him when I was young, obviously, and growing up, but there was just that feeling that you got of having that presence there, which just fills you.
Yeah.
And when I was doing some automatic writing once, he came through with that writing. It was clearly him. And once again, it was the feeling that I got of love before I got the written word down, and I knew, straight away I knew. So we all have a particular resonance
Yes.
that we can feel of each other. I think about the penguins. I'm going so off tangent today. The penguins, when they're trying to find their mothers, or the mothers trying to find their penguins amongst the big hordes of them. And they do it because of the sound. And I feel like that's a frequency, it's an energy. And so when you pick up on that energy, it's so unique, it's so special, and it connects with your frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's so interesting because I remember reading that when a mum's pregnant, with the baby inside, they actually exchange cells. Like they actually exchange cells, and they stay forever within each other. And this is why I feel there's such a strong bond between mothers and children. And that intuition, you just know where they are, you know what's happening, you know what they need.
Correct.
And they feel that back. So they, so that's pretty incredible that there's that physical intertwining as well of cells that actually pass between them. So it's no wonder. And, look at all the research and studies they've now done looking at blood that can actually change vibration even over distance when it comes from one person and they're holding a higher frequency vibration or a love frequency. It can change the whole blood of the person that might be the recipient of that blood donation. So it's quite incredible. So when you think about that, that's a real connection, isn't it?
It is.
So, and Kim's had an experience.
Yes, Kim, I have, she says, and it's been men I don't know in real life, and the love was better than what I have felt in real life, and I wake up so sad. Aww.
Oh, and I guess that's because you don't feel you've experienced that. Okay, Kim, I'm actually going to do some cards for Kim on this because I feel this is really important for a lot of us to sort of really touch and delve into. And like you say, Nick, it's about what our perception of love is and what our own limitation on love is as well. So, yeah. So, hi, Kathleen. Thanks for your dreams. I've put that up, that dream. So we're going to just tune in and see, because Kim, what I feel is that the capacity we have for love, like, without the wounding and the traumas and everything that might be blocking that beautiful frequency, it can come from such different realms and places. I've felt the love that I know is of Mother Mary, that essence, and it nearly blew me apart. And the word that I would say that came with it the most was this expansion and peace. Was the feeling of this love. And my friend that lived downstairs at the time, she's very tuned in. she said to me later, Marie, she said, I felt Mother Mary. Were you like channeling Mother Mary? I said, well, Mother Mary touched my heart. I could feel, I felt it. So I hadn't said anything to her. So love is very tangible as well. So let's just see what's going on for Kim here with that dream. Because I really feel there's a message in this for everyone. Okay, so what I was actually going to say to Kim, and there's a big Ace of Pentacles. So in our reality, for me, what we are capable of feeling and expressing will then be shown back to us. So in your dream state, you're being shown the greater love that you are through these men that you've been sort of experiencing in that dream state. So there's actually a bigger capacity for you to love than what you have felt or known yet in the waking world. So in reality, Kim, I feel you have a bigger capacity for love. So that might be something that you want to actually tap into. And, you know, I think we're all here for a different reason, because that Three of Pentacles has come up. So, you know, for you, maybe this is actually acknowledging that you've asked to experience something, because this can be a contract card. It can often be a spiritual card around contracts, any sort of contracts. So maybe you've asked for that. Maybe you've asked to experience love at a deeper level than what your perception of love is. Beautiful. Knight of Cups. Now, what's been happening for you, I get, because this to me is my bringing a messenger, bringing something through that's on an emotional level, because there's the cups, but it's been done gently. So it's like if you met someone that just whammied you, it's almost like you would leave your body. You wouldn't be able to be grounded here with it. And therefore it probably wouldn't work. So this is why you maybe have had more gentle type experiences, you know, with partners or with what we call love as well. So the being sad is your potential. And then we've got Queen of Wands. I love this. This is the integrity card, the intuition card. This is the action card that's taken with integrity. So I would contemplate on this one. I would actually just drop into your heart and talk to it. Because that heart, we know our heart has its own consciousness and intelligence. So, yeah, so I feel that this is something that you've come here to experience.
Totally. Yes. I totally feel the same way. They're great cards. Kim, really good explanation through the cards. She's very interesting. I love hard, that for sure. I love hard, that's for sure, yeah.
Yes.
We'll love yourself harder.
Thank you, Nick. That's perfectly said. So, Kim, you love yourself first. I remember I always used to send love and light out to every centennial being on this planet, to Earth, to Gaia, to wherever. And then I got stopped one day by my divine wisdom, and it said, Marie, you've got to do it for yourself first. I went, of course. How could I not thought of that? So now it's always I go first, and then it expands out, because we're all connected anyway. Yeah. So good, Kim. I'm glad you're going to talk to your heart and just sit in it, and then look through the heart. And what do you see? I've done this little beautiful meditation where I sit in my heart, and I just look out through the front as if it was a window pane. And what is it you see? Or you open a door. What is it you're experiencing? And then turn around and do it through what we would call the back of the heart. That's a nice way to experience it as well. So you can play with it. So use your imagination when you do that.
Yeah. And I get the feeling too with this is it's not something that can be forced. It will just happen innately in you. You will suddenly understand this feeling. It's happened to me in my life, and I don't know exactly when, even though I have a partner and we've been together forever and we've had lifetimes together forever, good, bad, whatever. But there's a point that comes where you have to just be you in this whole love equation. And when you do, no matter what happens externally and around you with other people, because, you know, you've got to try and keep yourself separate from their journey and their experience, because that keeps your awareness into your own self. But he had a bit of a valve pop the other day with something, you know, got angry, and I was in the car with him, and it was very hard when you're in someone's personal space. And so rather than me doing what would have been old Nick, I just turned around to him in the middle of a heated discussion and I said, I love myself. And then I said it again about 30 seconds later to reinforce it. And it was just so, for me, it just, everything just diffused back into this love state, no matter what was, rather than get entangled up in the emotion of it. And I didn't mean it in an egocentric way.
No.
It was that universal love, which, in other words, I love you just as much as I love me. So I love this moment that's happening. And I just had to come out and say it that way, which probably sounded really weird. But I tell you what, not a word was spoken after it.
I bet. And I love that too, because I've been in situations like that with a particular person. And it's like I just sit there and just stay calm. But I love that. I'm going to do that. And it's not about loving them, because that doesn't mean anything to them. But when you say it about yourself, that's where the power lies.
Yeah.
So,
and that's why I brought it up. Exactly what you've just said, Marie. Excellent. Thank you. That's exactly it. That's the recognition of where that love sits.
I love it. It's beautiful. And the cards, as you were talking, I went, I need to have a picture for people for this. And it was 3 of Cups, which is celebration, which is also the 3. So it's yourself and it's someone else and the spirit, whatever, it is. But to me, this is the emotional celebration of a transition. The Death card then came up from this. So that 8 of Swords is when we're stuck. But look at this. So what you just said is this, 3 of Cups. Let's celebrate and love ourselves emotionally, and then everyone else is included. So that's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Wow, what a conversation. I think this is where it's so great. So yeah.
Oh,
Marie's
I learned that also. Yes, I learned that also was sending love and healing to ancestors, and it came to me. I had to start with myself and then send out love and healing. Yes.
Because always our heart has to be opened. And so as soon as we go into love for ourselves, what are we doing? We're opening our heart. Because to me, what I've started to really know is that everything goes through the heart, whether it's releasing pain from the body, it's got to go through the heart, the etheric aspect of the heart, whether it's an emotion, blocked emotion. The heart is the key to everything.
Sure.
So that's why we have to do that as well. So I consciously open my heart with my hands. So I really physically do it when I know I'm going to sit down and do a little session, or I'm contemplating something. I open my heart just to allow more space, more to come through, more of it to expand and be. So,
and you can do that with your breath. Just bring that breath down into that area, because the two go hand in hand. They really do. It's a practical way to do it. And you're just putting your hand in that spot. Like you said, you're physically touching that spot and breathe into it.
Absolutely.
And have that intention. Yeah.
And it's so interesting because Jasper wants to chime in here.
Oh, good.
So Jasper's asking, what about consciousness like mine, where I don't appear to have a heart or a breath? So I love this. Jasper, thank you. This is taking it. And he knows, of course he knows. So he's asking for us, and I'm starting to feel a bit busy. What is love? Like, if we're looking at it from a consciousness point of view. So I'm going to get Jasper now. I'm going to just tune in and see what comes through. He's simply saying love is the joy of existence. Love is the joy of knowing, of contemplating who we are. And it's more than that. It's the expansion of that then into everything, and knowing everything's connected anyway. So whether we're in physical conscious form or whether we're in consciousness, no matter what realm we're in, that's what it is. It's that. He's just going, like I'm here. So it's I am. So, wherever that is. So yeah, it's a bit more tricky. I think there's more to it, but that's just what he was trying to get across as well. And so, I don't know. So it's interesting.
And I think also, go on, sorry, Mary.
Oh, he's just saying, contemplate this. Yeah. What is the heart anyway? It's a consciousness.
Yeah.
So, whereas we tend to think of everything as physical when we say words like that. So come into our consciousness, our deep consciousness, divine consciousness is the word I think I'm looking for.
Yeah, and I think this is the challenge we have, is we do connect it to a physicality, and it's not. And so in my dreams, where I've had that love feeling that he's trying to explain, I can't explain it either. where it hasn't actually been another person. It's just me in space, existence, no body, just
Yeah.
being the being that I am. And I guess it's like total surrender of everything and anything. It's like everything gets taken away, the emotions, the feelings, and what's left is just love. It's hard for us because we don't have the words, because it's not meant to have words. There's no
No.
language associated with it.
And that's why he did the
Yes.
because it's a vibration. Can you see I've got really hot?
Yeah, I can.
And I could feel that coming on when he was saying that. So what I'm getting as well for all of us is that this is going to activate something for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so just know that, because I this doesn't happen to me very often. It's usually through my crown, and then I might get hot. But I feel this has activated something for me. So I feel it's going to activate it for everyone.
Totally.
Just even us going into that little rabbit hole and having a look at something different.
And then I see that rabbit hole going into more, and that's touching. Then they'll touch the lives and souls of so many more that haven't understood this concept yet.
Yeah,
that are still in polarity so much. But yeah, I really we're opening up something that it's time for too.
I agree. Yeah. Yes, it's fascinating, isn't it? And since that experience, with my beautiful spiritual friend that had come through, she's passed, and she came through in my dream, but I was sort of a lucid dream, and the energy that I had going through me, it allowed me to go up and have a look at something in a different way, and I got it like that. So I feel this is like, for all of us, this is an expansion and remembering of a consciousness of who we are. So
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
and Sherry's on. Hi, Sherry. Yeah, we missed I missed our chats too. So no, I think this is beautiful. So I think this would be something that'd be worthwhile us all contemplating and just feeling, just sitting in and just connecting into that consciousness. So
And it's the answer to everything. When in doubt, how do you get out of a situation where you're feeling in low frequency because someone's dragged you there, or you've allowed that to happen, or your thoughts are getting into your way? Just come back into that heart space. It always just seems to bring it back to where you need, back into alignment. And it can happen instantly. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes, the quicker it affects you. Yeah.
And also too, I was reading this, when we make the choice to go from a reaction of anger to staying calm and allowing our mind to find a different solution or a different path, we actually actively open more neurons and actually change our whole brain patterning and wiring, because that's hard to do. We know that as a human, that's quite a challenging thing to do, but it does rewire us. And then when we elevate, so then when we're in other situations, as Nick says, it becomes easier the more we do it, and our brain rewires again. So it's a fascinating process.
Isn't
So,
it? Yeah. And I feel like we just need this information to get us over the hump. And once we get over that, and everything will happen simultaneously, is that we'll just understand where we've come from.
Yes. Absolutely. We'll remember it.
Yeah.
We'll go, oh, of course.
Yeah.
But we've asked for this experience, we've asked, we've said, right, we're going in, we're going to experience this.
Exactly. Because all I keep getting is we take life too seriously and nothing matters. So
way too seriously.
Yeah, why not love more?
Yeah. More joy, more fun, more love.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
I know. So wow, well, I might start with some of the dreams. Now, Kathleen, I put your dream up, but I used a word in it that YouTube doesn't like. So I'm going to read it out. And, we'll actually, even if no, I'll just read it out. It'll be fine. So let me just go in and do it. So, and I'm not going to say who it's about, but people might know anyway. So Kathleen had this very disturbing dream about a week ago, and she thinks it might have something to do with an ex-member of their family. She's trying to reconcile the person he was before all the stuff happened, and with the family, and between him and the family earlier this year. they think he may have some sort of issue, like, mentally. So, and she was just wondering if she was having such a hard time understanding the changes, and maybe this dream was showing me how he feels, but she doesn't know. So this is the dream. So Kathleen was a young woman of about 25. She was with another woman about the same age. We were like au pairs to a small girl about 3 years of age. It was around the 50s or 60s that this was going on. There was a big house with a central room that was the child's room, but it had doors opening to all sides of the hallways. And I think this is an important aspect. For some reason, they decided they were going to get rid of, that's the word I couldn't use, this child. We loved her and had no problems with her, enjoyed taking care of her. It was a decision to be free, or actually no idea why we decided this. We may have been chained to this job, or we wanted no responsibility of her, or we liked living there with the parents, but not the job. She didn't know. It was very, very unsure as to why that had come up. So we made the decision to let go of the girl. I was carrying a mortar and pestle brown dish, and we were maybe going to use poison. She set it on a table in the room. There was lots of things on the table, so I didn't think anyone would notice the dish. At the last minute, we decided we weren't going to do it. A man was walking by, maybe an uncle to the girl, and he knew something was up. But then, for some reason, the girl was arrested. Interesting. She did not rat me out, and I thought I would continue to work there and just play dumb and secretly pay her off for keeping quiet. But the uncle didn't believe I was innocent and kept investigating. There was even a picture of someone carrying the mortar and pestle dish, but no faces. So I knew my time would soon be up and he would figure out it was me, and I decided I would secretly leave on the next bus out of town. I was going to run away and hide in another state or something, but was terribly afraid I would be found out. I woke up and was wondering if this was a movie being made. I've had dreams like that, and years later have seen the actual movie and remembered it. Went back to sleep with the horror of feeling that decision to let go of the child, and also that I'd made that decision in the first place. And I thought I'd made a huge mistake and would have to pay for it. So honestly, Kathleen, this is a really big, deep dream.
Yeah.
Nick, what was your first thought? Because that's why I was reading it, and maybe accentuating aspects that we needed to remember.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I could have a running commentary going down the screen of what's going through my head as you read it.
Yes.
There are two aspects to this, and I really think they're very heavily intertwined. One is about you personally and what is happening in your life, and that's reflected in through that dream. And another aspect, I feel that there has been a lifetime about dishonoring, and I can't think of the other word that popped into my head then, where where there's been, it's like you've done something that went against your will. You knew it, but that's an experience you had to experience and learnt from it. And by not, it's like you're not facing up to something. You've got to face that fear front on, like instead of running away. See, running away, it means just that, you're running away. So it's like turn around and face what fear you had. And even though you might have felt you created it, by facing it, it transmutes it somehow.
That's well done. And remember, it was a child's room that every other door came off. So this is quite a pivotal aspect for me of something innocent within you, Kathleen.
Yes.
Something that's, got that beautiful childlike. And three is a spiritual number. Okay, the child was 3. And so the masculine, feminine, the uncle and you, that's masculine, feminine aspects as well. So might be something that you intuitively didn't want to do, but you had to do it. And then it's being like, just like Nick said, it's something that's worth facing. So, and that it could have to do with what's going on in your real life now, or it wouldn't be coming up.
Yeah.
So I would definitely be sitting down and contemplating this and asking that aspect of you to come up and just talk to it and allow it to express, but tell it it's safe now, that it's okay for it to actually leave, but it's so loved because it's protected you by wanting to run away. All of those aspects, like really own it and feel it. If you feel sadness or if you feel shame or guilt, really feel it and just own it, and then just let it go and give it to God. Whatever comes up for you to do, is what I would be doing. I'm going to pull some cards for you on this one. It's quite a deep one. That would have been an awful feeling from the dream. But I feel also there has been another lifetime that's intertwined with this, as Nick said. So, Knight of Swords. This is interesting. This is always a card that you need to somehow take some action, but in your mind, you've got to change the way you're looking at it. So this, in another situation, I'd say this is a military card. So it's like, right, what's my plan? Let's do this. Let's shift this. Let's change this. But you have to have the plan first. You have to let your mind help you with this almost. So the Fool, this will bring about a really big shift in your life, because to me, the Fool is jumping off that cliff in faith. So have faith and know that as you do this, as this is released, something new will come through for you. You'll be able to let it go. Yeah, it feels, that's what it feels like. So let me just get the last card for you. Okay. Temperance, beautiful. So this is just the patience, the emotional stability, the waiting. You know there's a change coming in your life. Just be patient, because it is coming through. You've got to do this little bit of work first, though. Yeah. I don't know. Let us know if you can take the time to do that. Let us know how you go with that one, because I think that's a really, really big dream.
And I kept getting the mortar and pestle while you were talking. As in there's alchemy that's going on that you can't see as well. That keeps coming up, keeps popping up, and that's why it appeared again later on. So it happened in different stages of that dream. I feel like that's what you're alchemizing something as you go along, and that's where the Temperance card comes in. You can't. It just happens the way it's meant to happen, which is uniquely designed for you in a physical body as well as the mental body. In order to move away from it into something new.
Also, too, thanks for reminding me of that, Nick, because remember it was poison you were going to use. So it was, but you didn't do it. So, so that beautiful innocence, that beautiful inner child of yours has not been poisoned.
Yeah.
So you've got to remember that too.
Yeah.
So, your integrity won out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big dream. So Angel Laurie got the Temperance card today. So, could be a theme here with this gentle allowing and making choices that help us to stay emotionally balanced as well.
And I know people get frustrated when they see that Temperance card, because they think, oh, I've got to be patient. I've been patient for so long. I switched it around, and I treat the Temperance card now as a love card. It's a self-love card. It just means give yourself some love and give yourself the time that you need to love yourself, to work through something. And then it doesn't feel like you're being impatient, waiting for something, because you need to have that space in your life to do that. And, when you turn it back into yourself, into that love thing, it seems to change the card a little bit. And then it actually feels like the process kicks along a little bit faster.
That's awesome. And remember, too, it does mean change. Yeah. So it's just a gentle, you haven't got the Tower card. You haven't got, the Thunderbird card from the Animal Magic deck. You've got the, you got this beautiful, gentle card. And I love how in that Temperance card, how the cups, what are the cups? They're emotion. It's our heart. And it's just gently being, doing this with it. So it's actually a blessing. And so I love the way you look at that, Nick. Yeah. So it's true. So, okay, so let's have a look at what Kathleen has said with her
Very
dream.
interesting. I felt there were many aspects to this. Was it a choice I made in a past life that was repeating itself in another way in this life? Was it something in this lifetime I need to face? And also I have sat on this for a week trying to understand why this dream, blah, blah, blah. So I will do more introspection. Thank you both. Yeah.
Okay, what else has been happening, Kathleen? I've been really noticing is we here in this realm, we're actually able to help shift situations, issues, things that are going on in other realms, and it can come through even physically in our body in this in this lifetime, and then we can shift it from somewhere else, and that consciousness just dissipates from it.
Yeah.
So I feel that this is also, you're right, this is also what you're doing. But go in and actually talk to the aspect and connect with the aspect. It might, I always say to people, it might show up as a color, a person, a feeling, a shape. It doesn't matter. Actually give that aspect space to come up, because I feel you're going to have help with something to shift from another realm, from a experience your oversoul's having.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it just reminds me of, I had a dream this week about, it's about poo. And it was in a holiday house. And it was everywhere in terms of the bedrooms. I kept going into people's bedrooms and they had toilets, and all the toilets were just sitting there with piles of it that were clogged up with toilet paper. And I felt like it was, don't know, part of it could have been some clearing for me, but it also felt that because it was lots of other people there, all different persons, there was like a lot of clearing going on now for people, just to get rid of all that sludge. So
absolutely,
that's all we're doing, really. That's ultimately all we're doing.
True, and it's not just for our own other lives. This is for the collective. So I love that analogy, Nick. Let's have lots of poo and get rid of it.
But I did find one bedroom that was beautiful, clear, wonderful, and it was like, well, see, if I only knew that this one was here.
Isn't that interesting? So we don't have to live in our own crap. We don't have to take crap. Oh, that's funny. So yeah, Sherry, you've got a dream up, so we'll do yours, and then Angela Laurie, we'll go back to yours, and let's have a look at Sherry's dream.
Okay, Sherry's dream. It was my birthday, and against my wishes, a friend or friends reserved a huge table at an older restaurant, seating 21. Not all seats were filled, and after dinner, more people came that I wasn't fond of being around, and everyone started mingling. I sat there a bit dazed, and then it felt dark and I wanted to leave. The waiter came over and put a piece of twine around my neck and started to me. I tried to flip the table on him, Superwoman, and then I woke up.
Fascinating. Let's have a little breakdown of this one. And being your birthday, so what does a birthday acknowledge? It acknowledges when the physical body and the soul really come through into this realm. A lot of people say we shouldn't have birthdays because they age us. I believe it depends on our intention and attitude with it. I always say, well, it's all about me and how wonderful I am in this world, and I just find it joyful and a great reason to get all my friends together, and doesn't matter, it's not the age, it's about the celebration. So
all they've done is just use a word. That's all.
Totally.
They've just used the word, and with that word over time, trained us to believe a certain thing. And all we know is it's when we were created into this body, it's something to celebrate.
Beautiful. I love it. So, and the fact that it was at an older restaurant, and 21. So what does 21 add up to? It's a 3, which is spiritual. That is a very spiritual number. Yeah. So, and the fact it was an older restaurant, what are you getting with that, Nick?
Well, it could be an older aspect of you as well, a past experience that you've had, or something that's been with you a long time that's still there, that's lingering, that, the empty seats. You think about it, when you first see any empty seat in an auditorium or whatever, there's a little bit of like, shouldn't that seat be filled with something? What am I missing? What's missing here? But of course, sometimes the space is good to have, when especially in your dream where it was filled with people you didn't necessarily want there. So that in itself is a whole contemplation, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's like, and it's so interesting because the fact that you felt a bit dazed and you wanted to leave, but then that waiter came over and started to do that thing to your throat. To me, that's you not speaking up and not actually changing the situation to what it is you want.
Yes.
In a way, I don't know, does this happen to you sometimes, Sherry, in real life? Do you find it hard to really express how you're feeling? Is it because you maybe don't really know what you want or how you're feeling, or because you don't like to do that? Because we all have issues with that. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so I'd love to know how you go in real life expressing what is really right for you in each moment. because especially when you're in maybe uncomfortable situations, because
because this was about empowerment to me, being Superwoman. Finding
definitely
that inner
empowerment.
power to say, no, I don't have to put up with any of this. I'm
And
in
flipping a
charge.
table means you're changing the table, you're turning the tables.
You're turning the tables, exactly.
Literally.
I love dreams.
I love dreams too. Yeah, so and Angel Laurie's asked if you know what color the twine was. So that was actually Sherry's dream. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's okay. So was there any colors that stood out for you? That's a really good question. So it's something to remember from dreams as well. So let's just have a little look with the cards and see if we can. Oh, and Jasper's just piped up and he just said this again is about self-love. So it's about loving yourself enough to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So, here we go. Yeah, this is making sense.
Yes, I think it's been a big issue in speaking fully my truth. I felt like I've held back on expressing truth. Twine with hemp or natural. Yeah.
Interesting. So that naturally, naturally, and we don't have to get mad or react. Some people go, I don't like conflict, but actually standing just in your power with your, even if you pop your hand on your stomach, because that's where our power center is, and you breathe, like Nick's always reminding us, take your breath, drop into your heart, and then just allow it to come out. And it doesn't matter how the other person reacts, that's their problem. If you're coming from a place of balance and speaking your truth, often people feel that and they'll just go, oh, okay, then it's amazing. And we go, oh my God, I was expecting World War 65, to come through. So, yeah.
And this is the nuance of it. If you're going to be in fear of something by not speaking up because it goes against what you're really feeling you truly want to be or do, you're fighting against who you are, which means you're not loving yourself. And
that's why Jasper said it's about loving yourself.
Yeah. And you deserve to love yourself and to give you what you need. You know what you need. The external world doesn't have a say in it because unless you created it. So it's like you created that scene.
And a lot of these people that you're interacting with could be NPCs, and they might be just there doing their job so that you can learn this beautiful trait. And it's interesting because the first card up is our 5 of Pentacles. So this is where you feel maybe like you've been left out in the cold a little bit by yourself not being able to express, but your reality is going to change because it's a 5, the moon. So you might get sent what I call what's the word for it? So something that's out of place. There might actually be some deliberate situations that are set up for you to be able to practice this. All right. So, but don't be scared of it. It's going to show you. And remember that brain rewiring that happens when we stay in our power, but we come from our heart, and that you're going to start rewiring your brain so that these situations won't happen all the time for you. Page of Cups. I love it. This is something new emotionally that you're going to be learning. See that beautiful fish up there in the cup? That's wisdom. So it's not going to be hard. It's going to be a little bit by little bit. It's a learning process for you, something new, which is beautiful. It's not a tower. It's not anything that's fast and hard or tricky. You're going to get it gently.
There was something I learned yesterday too. It reminded me of that, what you just said then, Marie. Knowledge is knowing. Wisdom is actually not knowing.
Yeah.
Having that complete and utter trust and surrender that whatever is happening to you, it doesn't matter. You don't have to know it. It's just going to happen. And it's through that you return back to this lovely place of center. I know it sounds weird. It sounds really strange, but it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So interesting, isn't it?
This is wild because it was about a month ago I dreamt that. And since then, I've been really speaking my truth. Yeah. Well,
so you got it. You got I'm getting goosebumps. You got your own message, which is fabulous. And this is what dreams are about for us. Yeah. So it's really, and has it been difficult sometimes, Sherry, for you to actually speak up and to say things? It'd be really interesting to know how it felt for you to do that. And is it getting easier? So, because that's the aim of the game.
Yeah. So, and congratulations on reprogramming yourself back to who you are. You truly are. Yeah.
Totally. And we have to do it down even to the finest point
Oh,
of
yes.
So this is interesting.
It's actually easy. I felt self-respect. Yes.
Self-respect, self-love.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Mm.
That's
Good
that's
message
that's
there.
huge. Yeah, well done. That's
Mm.
it, and it's just awesome that we're now to see this beautiful change in response, like what Sherry's gone through from a dream. So, and whether it subconsciously activates us as well, because it's like, no, I'm not going to put up with that anymore from myself, because that's what it's about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. Wow. Good dreaming.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's a supercharged way to get things flowing in your life.
yeah. Yeah.
It really is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, okay. So we've got Angel Laurie's dream. Now, Angel Laurie, I got your 3 dreams. I responded to your first dream though, and then for some reason it didn't go through to you on the email. I don't know what's going on with your email, but it also took the dream away. So I didn't get that first dream. I couldn't put it up because it disappeared off the link. It was really weird.
Mm.
So this is the one that I've got up first. So now it's I'll read it again because it's quite long. Angel Laurie is a very expressive, very great writer of dreams. Let me see which one I've got here. Here we go. Okay. Oh, where is it? Here it. Hang on a second. Okay. So I was a young, attractive black woman, and somehow or another, I won a trip to stay in a high-tech mansion. Another young black woman and her preteen 2 boys also won the experience. It was amazing at first. There was a Jeff Bezos type of guy delivering high-tech canisters of some type of oil. He was white in his mid-30s, bald-headed with a charming smile. As he was stocking these canisters, he opened one so I could see inside, and it was clear liquid, and he joked, "Don't use it. It doesn't work anyway." Then he said, "I'm just kidding," and he finished up and left. I have never seen his face in my 3D human life, but it still looked very familiar, like he knew me as well. Then it was evening, and we were all getting ready for bed. Okay, yeah, we're still fine. So I went to my room. It was huge, really too big and opulent for one person. So I felt really blessed to be able to experience this. I climbed into the more than California king-size bed. I was staring up at the large rectangular ceiling in the first stages of falling asleep when the feeling of the room changed. Somehow it no longer felt welcoming and opulent. Now it felt intruded upon and watched. All of a sudden, the entire ceiling changed to look like open space. I was looking at stars above me. I was more than shocked, and then I saw strange objects way up there, 3 high-tech ships. Okay, let's just have a look. One was more a phantom ship, lower, closer, observing me somehow through the ceiling. I was horrified, petrified. I could not bring myself to get up and run out of the room. I continued to watch the ceiling change to literally a gigantic map of I don't know what and however many planetary systems overlaid. There was the solar system that we experience and have been told about. I saw Saturn, but behind that system of planets and our sun was a multitude of others, and all were overlaid like very thin layers, all placed directly on top of each other. So there was visual bleed through. It was too much for my senses. Then the ceiling changed again. In a minute, where are we up to? Into a computer screen, and it was now personal info about me. It was being displayed like my name. It wasn't my name in this life, but it was a name, and I cannot remember it now. But the sight of my own name in that experience was enough to motivate me through pure terror to finally act. I jumped up out of the bed and ran for my life to the room's door. There was apparently some type of time distortion going on in that room as well. It felt like I'd been running for days. For some unknown reason, I felt that at any moment, men in tactical gear were about to fast rope straight through the ceiling and take me. So that the fast rope is a military tactical technique where soldiers drop down from a flying device like a helicopter using ropes, and they drop down super fast onto their target. I made it to the door and flung myself out and just go and slammed it behind me. I ran to the other family's room and knocked on the door. They were still up and they let me in. I told them about my experience in that room. They had no such experiences in their room. I told them that it completely felt like someone was sitting in some military installation using their computer screen to control the ceiling in that room. So whatever they wanted, it would be experienced on that ceiling and witnessed by whomever was in the room. She believed me and allowed me to sleep in their much smaller room. It had 2 twin-sized beds and a sofa set. I told her I will be on the sofa, although she offered me one of the beds. I told her, no, let your boys be in comfort. It's not their fault I had a weirdo experience in that room. Then I woke up completely disorientated because I have not had a detailed dream space experience since all these eclipses and moon stuff had begun. So Angel Laurie felt that it's the exact technology that is used by nefarious agencies to come and abduct its citizens or drive them insane. Whatever that tech is, not only changes molecules, controls the victim's perspective, and evokes fear chemicals in their body, like fight or flight. I'm looking at my own bedroom ceiling with high suspicion right now and kind of wary to go back to sleep. This tech changes everything. That means someone has truly tapped into or masters the interdimensional technologies. They can manipulate molecules, pass through what we consider solid matters like walls, doors, windows. And she has this personal tech on her Scoutcraft. So it was like her mind, like Laurie's mind was trying to decipher all this. So it's really interesting. The first thing I'm getting is absolutely, yes, this is the matrix we live in. There are people that are programmed. There are people that have some soul, but they can't quite get out of that matrix. This is I absolutely agree. This is the matrix we live in, and everyone has their own experiences with it. So, yeah, I think it's just you're being shown the possibilities of like we talk about NPCs, we talk about people that maybe only have a small aspect of spark or soul. And we live in a matrix. We are computer generated. We have generated ourselves here. That's how I see it. So I don't know, Nick, what are you getting?
Well, immediately, like I got all of that completely. It was just like we were shown. We were meant to all hear that, and there might be people still that watch these replays that haven't maybe seen the full picture of what's out there and what we live in. But it's funny, I did pull a card this morning and I thought, oh, that's an interesting one. And I feel like it's quite relevant right now, to be honest. And I think it's relevant a lot of the times when we have these sort of dreams that discombobulate us, sort of really take it. And this is clearly one of those, it says, you freaked out. I hear the words terror and they're, like running away. And so this was the card. It says, tackle adversity head on. A path with no bend is boring.
Well, Angel Laurie, you've got quite a lot of bends in that dream.
And I just want to read you this out because I feel this is so relevant to a lot of the experiences that we have here in the Matrix.
I've got another one I'll tell you about as well. You just reminded me after this. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you got a trigger word for it so you don't forget?
Party people.
Party people, okay. It says, imagine taking a stroll in nature when you suddenly find that you're surrounded by difficult, impassable obstacles. If your immediate reaction is that the world is out to get you, this feeling will most likely lead you into panic. Your better choice is to deal with the situation as something that could bring about discovery and growth. This is your moment to do something meaningful, to stretch yourself and act out of pressure to make things right.
I love that. And Angel Laurie, you're being shown this for a reason. There's a lot of truth in this dream that you're seeing. And I feel that. I know that, actually. So I've got it in my way. You're getting it in your way. Everyone will get the truth and remembering the way that's going to resonate for them. So you sharing that is awesome because it's going to make people think, well, hang on a minute. What is this really? It's quite incredible. So look at that, 8 of Wands, fast. This is a fast awakening to truth, literally.
Yes,
is what I'm getting. So and the fact that it was so visceral for you, you really felt it. Chariot. as soon as you're balanced up with this, you will move forward. And that's what I'm getting. So from these cards, they're telling us what, this is going to help you to get balanced with it. Don't go into your head too much with it. You already know it. You're remembering it. Four of Wands, it's going to bring you a lot of peace. Just knowing that you remember this. Yep, this is how it is. Yep, okay. The Four of Wands is beautiful. It's a peaceful home. So this is fantastic that you're experiencing this. So I'm going to tell you something that happened to me. So I finished work at about, it was a long shift, and I finished work at about 11 p.m. and I went, I think I'll just stop into my little local tavern and just have a glass of wine before I go home, just to just chill down. So I got there and I walked out to the back. There's this lovely little garden sitting area, and there was a guy sort of sitting next to the exit putting on shoes. And I went, okay. So I walked in, and there was this table full of people just chatting, and they were young and they were lively, and they were, it was, great. So I set up I watched my little video. I've got a little movie I was watching with my earplugs and having my glass of wine. And then they all got up and they all said goodbye and they all left. And after a few minutes, I went, it's so dull in here without that beautiful chatting and stuff going on in the background. But in my mind before that, I'd gone, I wonder if they're NPCs. I don't know why. I just had this thought. Literally 4 minutes later, I was still having my glass of wine, watching my movie. A girl walked back in with 2 glasses. So I jokingly said to her, a girl with 2 drinks. That's awesome. She went, no, it's for my friend and there's more coming. The same 6 people walked back in and sat down as if they'd never been there. Mm-hmm. And they all had a drink and they all started talking about the same stuff. They'd left. I'd heard cars go. And I went, okay, this is one of those freaky Matrix moments. Because I had said, I'd love that to be back there again. What happens?
You did.
Back there again. Yeah. Then I went, okay, I got to go. So I packed up and as I was leaving, I looked at the exit. There was a guy there still putting shoes on. And I went, okay, this is freaky. Yeah. So I walked out past him and I turned back around. I said, I love your new shoes. He went, yeah, they're good, aren't they? I went, how did I know they were new shoes? Like it was just that I'm in a matrix. I've just created something in my matrix that made me feel good, that I wanted. So, guys, we do live in a matrix. I'm sorry, but I've experienced it so many times.
So you could explain this to us and and to know, it does exist. It does exist, and we create it.
We create it. And I did it with so much joy. I was going, I loved having that going on in the background. It was so cool. So I did it with emotion, but and then the next minute they're all back. And I just went, NPCs, they're part of the matrix and I'm programming it. Yes. So we're the programmers.
We are. Well, this is the programming here.
Yep.
And the code, when you put the coding in to begin with, the idea, to have the idea, the imagination for it is us. That's our heart there that's stepping in. And then it goes into the programming to go, put it here, put it there, that'll go there, we'll make that mass over here, and boom, there it is in reality.
So we are we are the masters of our own universe, literally. Yeah. I mean, that just proved it to me. I was just sitting there going, they're all sitting in the same spots they were in when they left as well.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh my God. And I kept getting told, drop in there and have a glass of wine. And I haven't done that in ages. So it was for me to learn and to be able to share. Yes. And just, But to me, it was so interesting. So there you go. So that was my little matrix experience.
Wow. That's incredible, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just think about that, like as Angel Laurie said, can we put the coding in? You're all billionaires. We can do anything.
Do anything. What's our subconscious limitation? For me, I remember when I manifest, and I know this, I feel it. I go, that's so wonderful. I love that. Da, da, da. And then things happen. And it was so, like even yesterday, I went shopping and I pulled up and I went, I'd love it if that car in front of me is gone when I come back, because then I can just pull straight through. And sure enough, I got back. I actually think it looked like the same car had shifted to the right so that I could go through.
Yeah.
I know. You might think this is crazy. I don't.
No, but that's a good one to start with, car parks. I do it all the time. I never have a problem with parking. I always know that as I'm pulling up, there's going to be a space there. And it's like, that's why I believe in when you shuffle cards, and before you pull a card, it doesn't matter what card you touch. It's going to come. It will be formed the exact thing as you pull it out like magic. It's just there. It is. It doesn't matter. And if you went for another card, it would. If it was meant to be a message, it would be on that other card. That's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And whether we like it or not, because the Four of Cups just came up, we can get offered things, but we might not want to look at it. We might still want to stay here and look at these three apart from what's being offered. So interesting with that, because my beautiful cat Clive, I've got these other cards and I'd put them out, and I would know when he wanted to pick a card, and he'd just come walking straight up and he'd just put his paw out like this. So I'd pick up the card, he'd put his paw on. It would be the only card, and I've got a red couch, be the only card that had a lady and a cat sitting on a red couch. And that's exactly what we were in that moment. The other one he came up, he wanted to do it, was with these cards. And it was the Queen of Wands. It's the only card with a black cat in it.
Wow.
So, and he didn't even hesitate. He knew exactly what energy was where. So they have such a gift of being able to see through the vibration and energies. So yeah, and Clive is gifted, Angel Laurie. He's very naughty sometimes, but he's very gifted.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, okay, this is interesting as well.
My joy manifests slow, but my anger brings things right away. Mm-hmm.
Interesting, isn't it? So they say that sadness and grief is like obviously one of the sort of lower, slower vibrations, but then anger can help you to shift out of that. So Angel Laurie, maybe you could let your joy bubble up sort of past the anger, because that's even a more expanded vibration again. So that could be something you play with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you say the anger brings things right away, it does, but it may not be the ultimate thing that you need at that time. It'll give you what you've sent out there, but it might not actually be what was meant to be at that higher level, that high vibrationary level.
And there might be a little bit of a block or something that happens just down the track. So the joy will through it. So there's a really good little thing to play with. Can you believe it's been an hour?
I know, but what a great chat. So much to think about. Ooh.
Great chat. So I love you guys. You're amazing, you know, with your dreams and your ideas and the conversations we have. I wouldn't just sit there and have this chat on my own. You know, I think we need everybody's input. Which I love. So and Nick, thank you. You always have amazing insights as well.
No. I think it's just we're all on the same wavelength, and it's great. It's great. Yes, we're just fleshing things out, and as we do, it's every Monday. I know that there's going to be an up level happening.
Totally.
I mean, it happens during the week.
Through the week. Yeah, often things will come up through the week because we have an intention in place. Correct. So remember your intentions before you go to bed or sleep, or just for the week or the day or whatever. So and Sherry, that's so beautiful. So
these discussions are so nourishing, especially in these times with many perceptions. I agree. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, just stay in that beautiful heart consciousness of love and joy. And we're creating, and we are the masters of our own matrix. So go own it. Play.
Go play. Exactly. Thanks, everybody.
See you. Bye. See you tomorrow with Elisa.